if everything else in your world fell away and you weren't a mom and you weren't a friend and you weren't ex-job and you just got fired from your job, right? Like, what makes you just you? If everything else in your world fell away, you're starting from scratch. Who are you at your core? You're reclaiming your life. You're rebuilding your identity. Who are you at your core? What do you enjoy? Hello, lady, and welcome back to the Style for Life podcast. It's your girl, Katie here. You know what I'm about to say. I'm so fucking excited for today's episode. As always, today is going to be the follow-up to last week's episode, Style After Motherhood. I had so many good messages and replies to the email about the podcast. Like, are you talking about me? To me? Yes, because I am you. It doesn't matter if your kid is 2 months old, 13 like mine, or literally going off to college. It's so easy to forget who we were, what we liked before we had them, and then to just like fall into the habit of not checking back in with ourselves and not remembering what we like, and obviously, specifically, what we like to wear, where we like to shop. So I'm really excited about today's episode. So if you're enjoying these episodes, make sure you share them with another hot mom, another cool mom who's ready to reclaim her style identity. So you guys can hold each other accountable. Let me know what's going on. And it's the easiest way you can support the podcast. So I'm truly, truly grateful. Share, rate, review, all the things. But my goal is to make style accessible for all women and to tear apart the stereotypes that we're vain and it's only physical and it's outward. Because I had a business coach tell me one time that running a business is 80% your mindset and 20% strategy. And as a business newbie, which I still am, but fucking I'm going into my 3rd year, which is weird. I was like, that sounds like a bunch of bullshit. However, sitting on the other side of that, I'm like, yeah, I'm only as good as I think I am. I'm only going to charge my worth if I truly believe I'm worth it. And I have learned through this business journey over the last going into 3 years is that's the same thing we do with clothes. 80% of what we wear is related to our mindset, how we view ourselves, how we want to communicate, what's going on in our lives, what we believe about our bodies, what we've been told about our bodies. We're not even going to talk about the fucking fashion rules, these like they said fashion rules, this fashion Illuminati that exists somewhere that everyone thinks is watching them and judging them. And 20% is the actual style strategy of like, do you have the clothes? Do you know where to buy the clothes? How to shop the clothes? So last week's episode was really rooted on that, right? Like the mindset, why that shift happens, digging in. It was really my compassion episode. That's been a word that's come up for me recently, is compassion and holding compassion for ourselves, because I don't give myself a lot of compassion at all, because I think it's the overachiever thing, that Enneagram 3, right? Like there's no time for compassion because I got shit I got to do. So I wanted to hold space for that, because this isn't a shame game. This is just like, oh shit, you know, like I've grown so much in 3 years, and there's a part of me that every day has to remind myself that just because I look back and I want to cringe at things that I used to do, say, or believe, I have to hold compassion for that person and that version of me. And it's okay. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be anything for that. So I really wanted to hold space. And that's why I wanted to do 2 parts to this episode, because I didn't just want to give you this is how you do it. How we do it is the strategy part. The 80% is the mindset part and the why part. And that's what I really wanted last week's episode to be. But still hold that energy as you come into this week, and remember that I promise you it's never about the clothes. It's never about the clothes. We can put together the most cool fucking color coordinated fabulous outfit, But if you don't feel comfortable in it, or it's kicking up some shit that maybe we haven't processed all the way, it don't matter. So make sure you listen to last week's episode, Style After Motherhood, Part 1. If you haven't, share it with your friends, and then let's dive in. I have like 5 tips or strategies or whatever the hell you want, parts, I don't know, on how to get there. So part 2 is, how do we reclaim our style identity after we have kids, no matter what part of that journey we're on, right? We're 2 months postpartum. We're reaching like the point where I'm at where my kids don't need me all the time and I'm allowed. I've always been allowed, but now I am actually truly allowed to like record a podcast, maybe sometimes without people walking in the room, as we do teenage stuff and early preteens. Or, a lot of people I connect with, the clients I have kids that are going to college. And that's a really big life transition where it's part 2 of motherhood. Who am I now that my kids have left and truly don't need me anymore? They'll always need us, okay? Like, let's be honest. Even if that's what we tell ourselves. But they're not in the house demanding our attention on a daily basis. And it's really our rebirth too. So coming from both angles. All right, step 1. If you have not already downloaded my style archetype quiz, style icon, go do it right now. I was actually looking at that thing this morning. Literally, it's a super cool quiz that I inherited from a stylist that trained me here locally on doing in-person closet edits and has passed the torch, so to speak. I remember I met her right when I started my business, and she was like, God, I'm so jealous of you. You're starting over. Like, you're starting fresh. Like, you have so many years ahead of you, and I'm retiring. And she's like, I want to gift you this quiz. Use it, like, update it, make it relevant for your business, and just continue, to pass along that energy and that passion for style. Needless to say, she's definitely one of my favorite people to style out locally, because she totally gets it. And we talk about these things all the time around how it is our mindsets. And her and I run up against challenges too. That's how we know it's all mindset. But go down the style quiz, katiejuststyled.com/quiz, and answer the questions and understand what you like. Understand what you like. Awareness is queen. It's the first step into everything. But what makes this quiz more than just your average fucking freebie download? One is it's coming from me, and we are BFFs, right? Your favorite podcast host is your BFF. 2, it is chock full of fucking style tips. So I was going through it today, and literally there's 5 major style archetypes, and there's like, I don't know, at least 10 or 15 other subtypes that you could break out from all of them, but I think you'll understand. Each one has over 20 bullet points of how this style archetype shows up in your life, whether it's your hair, your makeup, your jewelry, your shoes, your accessories, your clothes, your silhouettes, your fabrics. You need this in your life. When I first started using this quiz, I use it with every client that I onboard. So go grab it today, katiejuststyled.com quiz, and really start to understand who you are, what you like. That's absolutely the first step. And it's always funny because when someone says, like, tell me about yourself, you're like, fuck. It's so easy to talk about someone else's strengths. It's so easy to know what someone else likes. And we think we know what we like, but a lot of times either we don't, or we just haven't like given it enough clarity or enough thought. And we get stuck in habits where we'll dress a certain way because someone tells us to dress a certain way, or someone that we look up to in our lives has time to shop, picks out things for us. And maybe they are great things, but maybe you really have just fallen in a habit trap of letting someone else just kind of dictate and tell you what you like. And maybe you're like, no, you know what? I really do like fucking tattoos and leather boots. Like, I'm going to add some of those back into my closet. And in my experience, I just kind of lost myself after motherhood and my corporate career, and feeling like I always had to fit into a box, and that I was always on this constant journey to prove my worth. And I feel like that's two things that I experienced to the detriment. One after motherhood, and the other, navigating my corporate career and what that looks like. That being said, tip number 2 that I have, when I first started my podcast, back when it was called Just Realize, hot tip or insider tip. I'm actually recording this on 11/11, so just days before it releases. And it is the actual birthday of the podcast. I launched my very first podcast episode on 11/11/2019. And the name of the podcast was Just Realize. So shout out to my OG listeners who have been with me on the whole ride. No doubt you ladies mean more to me than I can ever explain, because when I did change the name of my podcast, a lot of people dropped off. And I knew that that was going to happen. So I just want to say, I see you. I love you. I recognize you. So this is an exercise I've talked about on my podcast before a long, long time ago. And it was something that I did when I was first trying to figure out who the fuck I was. This is when I was in that dark, weird period between losing my job and remembering that I was put on this earth to make women feel good in their bodies by using their clothes as a tool to be fully fucking expressed so that they could take over the world in whatever version of their lives that is. Doesn't mean you have to run a podcast. It could just be like showing up great in your house every day and feeling good and smiling at strangers in the grocery store. There's so many different ways to take over the world. But I was doing this exercise and I just didn't know who I was anymore. When I got fired from my corporate job, when I say that my ego took a hit, I don't think I realized how big of a hit it took until I just passed the 2-year mark and I just feel like a confident fucking human again. And it's definitely from all of these things I've done over the last 2 years and leaning in, starting my business, consistently showing up, taking baby actions, and dressing for myself every day, no matter fucking what. And when I say dressing for myself every day, I just mean doing and wearing things that make me feel good, not that I'm fucking hopping around here in like stilettos and pink pants every day, but intentionally adorning my body, ritualizing this experience so that I could feel good. So you're like, okay, Katie, so what's the exercise? So the exercise is you've got the quiz, and that's very much just rooted in your style, right? So get out a piece of paper, get your favorite cute little pens, and set like a little timer. I always like to set a timer because it keeps me focused and honest. And I want you to write down 20 things about yourself. 20 things that only pertain to you. But here's the caveat. Those 20 things cannot include anyone you quote unquote serve. And by serve, I mean you're not allowed to write things like, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I have a job. Nope. Those are all people that you serve on some level, right? Whether it's emotional support or friendship advice or running your kids, not just you. What makes you just you? If everything else in your world fell away and you weren't a mom and you weren't a friend and you weren't ex-job and you just got fired from your job, right? Like you're starting from scratch. Who are you at your core? You're reclaiming your life. You're rebuilding your identity. Who are you at your core? What do you enjoy? What makes you you? I can't remember. I'm going to have to go dig it up. I can't remember what my 20 things were. I remember one of them was like, my last meal will be cheese and crackers. I'm obsessed with anything bubbly, right? So kombucha, Topo Chico, anything that fucking sparkles, Diet Coke. Like, I don't give a shit. Not really Diet Coke, but you get it. Anything with carbonation and good carbonation. Like I'm kind of a carbonation connoisseur. Like that's particular to me, right? It makes me feel like me. Now, when I think about that from a style perspective, as I'm saying this shit out loud, I'm literally like, okay, so you like carbonations, you like sparkly things, you like things that have a little punch, you like things that, give a little tingle on your tongue. How does that translate into the way you dress? Because if those are things you're attracted to, chances are you like to embody those and you like to be surrounded by things that give you that same feeling, right? That's why it's really important. Another thing I remember I wrote was like, Dirty Dancing and Grease are my favorite movies. And I don't know what else is on there. Definitely something about being an Aquarius and the number 11 and something about like my personality. I'm sure around like going deep or being the funniest person in my house. We have a running family joke on who's funnier, me or my husband, but you know it's me. And I can't wait for him to listen. And it was really fucking empowering because it just helped me come like back to myself. These things had nothing to do with my job. These things had nothing to do with my kids. These things had nothing to do with my husband, who I've been dating since I was 19, right? Like I was a whole person before him, barely. But these core things still like went back that far. And it was really empowering. And it helped me get through some of the darkest moments of my life, right? Like there were some dark ass moments there, not gonna lie. So download the quiz, get really clear on like the style piece, which you're attracted to visually. Then get out a cute little notebook that you journal in and write down anything that you can think of that pertains to just you and exclude people you serve. You're like, fuck, this is going to be hard. And then you're going to DM me and you're going to DM me and then tell me what some of those things are. All right, next, I want to talk on tip 3 on reclaiming your style after motherhood. Shop. Buy yourself some shit that makes you feel good. You are allowed to. I just thought about this right before I hit record. I hear constantly, well, I don't want to buy clothes because I'm not at the weight I'm in. I get that, but I'm going to challenge you on your lack mindset for one, because it doesn't make sense. You're allowed to feel good in the body that you have right now. You will love yourself for treating yourself. You buy your baby grows out of clothes every 3 fucking months. And speaking of this is post-motherhood right now. I haven't experienced this in a long time, but my kids need new clothes every year, right? Every season change. They can't wear, like my son the other day was like, I don't have any sweatpants. And I was like, wish you would have told me that. I literally shop for a living. But long story short, you're buying that baby clothes every 3 months, right? As they're growing out of their clothes, but we will not do it for ourselves. And it drives me insane. And I do it too. But I saw where that was holding me back on so many levels. And I'm not saying go break the fucking bank. All I'm saying is set aside a little budget and buy yourself a couple of things that you can rotate through. You guys know me. You follow me on Instagram. You see me wear the same shit over and over. How many times have you seen me wear my pink and orange checkered sweater? How many times did you see me post my black tank top this summer? How many times did I wear the one pair of Abercrombie shorts that made me feel good this summer? Literally every day. Like, I did wash them, but I was wearing them constantly to the point I was like, Katie, you're allowed to buy another pair of shorts. I get it. But even just those small investments can get us through a month or two. And this is my challenge to you. When we're not at the weight that we want to be at, and I'm going to call out all my drinkers because I've been there, done that, we will still prioritize going out to restaurants and spending money on restaurants, spending money on fine wines, or in my case, my husband and I used to buy nice bourbon. But I would not spend the same amount of money. We would go on a date night and drop $200, $250. But by the time you pay for babysitters, parking, movies, dinner, drinks, whatever. But I would not spend $100 on myself. That date night, while I am a firm believer in investing in my memories, right? So creating and paying for experiences. Also, it's a moment in time and it's for one night and it is valuable to me. But those amazing jeans that you can get amazing jeans for less than $250 are going to last you for years to come. And then if you actually let yourself buy amazing jeans, you consign them. Get some money back, resell them. There's a whole market for this. Do some rentals, right? If you're really not, and I think especially for my ladies who are like just postpartum, right? And you know that the weight is coming off on some level, do rentals. You can actually rent clothes from some of your favorite retailers. I don't think a lot of people realize this. We can talk about Express a lot. I feel like they need to sponsor my podcast. I should reach out to them. they have rentals. Like you can rent 3 items for fucking $50 or something like that. Wouldn't that make you feel amazing? And then when in the size that currently fits you. But it's holiday season. So I do want to talk about what to invest in. So for those of us that are like me, I have no plan to lose weight right now. I'm actually just leaning into working out because it helps me feel brave, helps me feel like I can keep showing up every week and spilling my guts on a podcast or flying out and doing fashion shows and scary new things in my business and just eating right for fuel and things like that. And I'm just going to trust that my body's going to figure out what weight it's supposed to be at. So if you're like me and that's your journey and you really want to invest this season in clothes that are going to fit the body that we're in now, it's an amazing time to make that hit list as we head in to Black Friday shopping, Christmas season, and the day after Christmas. So like in other countries, it's Boxing Day, but literally it's fucking Christmas morning, right? They know it's too late for you to order something online and get it shipped to your house. Christmas morning is one of my favorite mornings to shop. Last year on Christmas morning, I bought myself 2 pair of Good American jeans for 50% off. They're my favorite jeans. Now, that being said, I was just in Nordstrom, and there were some in there that I didn't like. So make sure you check the label and get their like stretchy ones, or their soft versions are amazing, and they feel like sweatpants, but they're jeans. Like I can't even explain it. Totally worth the money. You're going to start seeing deals from now until after Christmas, anywhere between 20 and 70% off. So I wanted to call out key things to invest in. So if you're like, okay, well, I don't know the difference between what to splurge on, what to save on, what to invest in, let's talk about 4 key areas to invest in. One I just mentioned was jeans. I just gave you my Good American example. Jeans are fucking durable. You can wear them every day. Like I wear my jean shorts. You can wash the living shit out of them. And most of the time they get better, I think, right? Like I like distressed jeans. I love when the distressing and get the little fringes and things like that. It's amazing. And they go with everything. Who doesn't like jeans? We're live in a very casual society. Jeans are completely acceptable all the time. Another space you can absolutely invest in this season and feel really good and secure about are coats. So depending on your personal style, tailored coats, statement coats, it's an amazing time of year to buy coats because they will be items that are on sale. They are items that are going to cost you a couple $100s for great quality. But no, if you are investing in designer coats or nice quality coats, you can wear them for years to come. One winter, and I am not even lying, oh my God, it must have been 8 years ago, my husband invested in a Burberry coat. For each of us. And when I tell you that those coats still look brand new and are classic and amazing, and I'm sure I still have many more years to get out of it, totally worth it. And like I said, great time to catch them on sale. If you are looking for designer stuff, like high-end designer stuff, check out myteresa.com. That's where I got my fancy Versace bathing suit this summer. Sweaters. Sweaters are the next amazing place to invest in. Nobody likes a sweater that you wash and it pills once or is peeling under the armpits. So annoying. My favorite place to get sweaters, and sweaters can be quite frumpy. Let's be honest. One of my favorite places to get sweaters, well, rib knit sweaters are your best bet to avoid pilling, and you can get some really cute ones at Express. But if you really want to invest a little bit more and get better quality and grab some of those holiday deals, check out Revolve. So Revolve is like a collection. What's the word I'm looking for? They bring in just like a bunch of other mid-tier designers that you've heard of, that not like your Gucci's and your Versace's, but more like your, of course, not a single one is coming to mind. Oh my God, but maybe like your Veronica Beards, brands like that. And you can get some really nice, beautiful pieces. My sweaters that I get from Revolve are my favorite. So check them out. So far, we have statement coats, tailored coats, sweaters, denim, of course. And last but not least, I don't care if it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, any other holiday you celebrate, what time of year it is, the number one place you should always invest, and hopefully you're not growing out of these, is your shoes. Oh my God, please invest in your shoes. Your feet carry you all the places and they deserve to be comfortable, and it's a freaking game changer. So this time of year, boots. I'd love to invest in boots. Sam Edelman is one of my favorite brands. So if you're looking for boots in the like $200 range that will be on sale, that will be very comfortable, timeless, but also like modern, check out Sam Edelman. They're great. I think I'm actually gonna create like a little shopping catalog for you guys based on, I'll pull some like key recommendations based on what we're talking about today from these brands, since I cannot think of any sweater brands from Revolve. Shoes. And I want to shout out one of my shoe partners. I don't know if you guys remember, back in early fall, I began a partnership with Ally Shoes, and those are the cheetah pumps that I have in the closet that if you've seen me at any events lately, those are the ones I'm wearing. They're the ones I wore to the fashion show in Cleveland. They're the ones I'm wearing all the time. When this podcast comes out, I'm going to be going to a local cocktail party. I'll be wearing them there. You know me, I'm not a heels girl, but a couple of my stylist friends were like, no, definitely get to know them. They're a great brand. The shoes are expensive, but when I say that they have put so much time and attention into designing these shoes, like I've never felt a high heel that has so much padding. It's like a Dr. Scholl's, but with a high heel. It's fucking magnificent. They have super, super cute designs. I got the leopard print ones. They have some two-tones. You know, I'm digging my two-tones. I think I'm going to put those on my Christmas list this year. So many cute ones. So I'll definitely create a catalog and tag them in there. I have a code. Can't remember the code. Put it in the show notes. But I definitely wanted to give them a shout out because I actually wear the living shit out of those shoes. Like they come down off the wall constantly. And like I said, I walked at that fashion show for hours, 4 hours, and they put in work, right? I'm not fucking around. I'm busy. I'm trying to chase some big dreams here, raise some kids, be all the things. My clothes, my makeup, my shoes, they need to work harder than I do, especially if I'm investing in them. Last but not least, so we have coats, sweaters, denim, shoes. Don't be afraid to invest in these key items. And last but not least is your bra. I think we talked about this last week on the show. Get you a good bra, get you a new bra. It will change your outfit. Your outfit is just as good as your foundation. Okay, so you need to make sure you have underwear that fit, that are not causing bulges and lines through your clothes. And you need to make sure you have a proper fitting bra that's not causing back bulge or sagging or making your shoulders do weird flippy things. I don't know. We all have our things with bras. You deserve an amazing, amazing bra. Wiggle is my go-to bra brand. Again, I've already decided I'll create a catalog for you guys if you want to shop any of these items. But invest in them. And I know for a fact that they won't be on sale. They're on sale now. Everything I've mentioned, they're on sale now. I'm subscribed to all the email newsletters from all my favorite brands. Everything is going to be on sale from now until the end of the year. So go grab you some things because you deserve them and you are allowed. And the moment you invest in yourself is the moment that the change happens. And I tell my new clients this all the time. When we get on the phone and we talk about how we can work together and my transformational process, I'm like, the moment you invest in this is the moment that the transformation starts. We are co-creating this before we ever get on our first call and we start connecting and they start doing their onboarding homework. This sounds so serious. It is. The transformation happens. Invest in yourself. You are allowed to. I am giving you all my magician powers to let you know that it is okay. One of my clients calls me the fashion magician. So I'm going to do my little fashion magician powers on you, and so that you believe that you're allowed to invest and have great style. I mean, you're probably thinking, bitch, I already know this. I don't need your permission, and you don't. But sometimes you just need the reminder, right? We all need the reminder. One of my favorite workouts, on Peloton, she always says, sorry, I feel like my voice is like bursting through the microphone. One of my favorite coaches on the Peloton app, she always says, you are a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. Last but not least, I shared this in an email last week and on Instagram last week. But if you are looking for 10-minute makeup must-haves, I literally, and I'm not shitting you, have my makeup down to a 10-minute routine. I hop out the shower. I take my shower and do my makeup in between, like my daughter getting up and then leaving for school. I do not have a lot of time. I got to get her, do her hair. If you know her, she does not wear her hair up. So doing her hair is a huge part of our morning. Do her hair, get her lunch ready, get my own breakfast ready. And, I have to have all my supplements and green juice and all the things after working with my girl Amber, right? Who's coming up on the podcast here soon in the new year to share hot tips on balancing our hormones and sharing. Anyways, doing all the things. I only have 10 minutes, right? I really keep it tight. I walk in the bathroom, I'm like, Alexa, set a 10-minute timer, and I go to town. So those makeup must-haves are my tried and true that I shared with you guys last week on the email. You can shop them. They are all on sale for Singles Days last week, but I know that they will continue to be on sale. So if you're looking for gift ideas, maybe people keep asking you what you want, tell them to get you some makeup, right? That's an easy gift. It's an easy stocking stuffer. If wearing makeup feels good to you. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Katie, I don't have time to reapply my lipstick. Girl, me neither. Like I said, my shit's got to work harder than I do. My favorite lipstick, and this is why I still wear matte lipstick. I don't care if glossy lipstick is the trend. And I tell you guys this all the time. I follow trends because I like to follow trends, but I don't have to follow trends, right? I'm not following the glossy lipstick trend because it's not practical to my lifestyle. I put on my lipstick. It makes me feel good. I need it to work all day long. So as long as they continue to make matte lipstick, which I have noticed that some of the colors have switched from matte to gloss, I'm just going to keep looking for brands that support that. And that's how you make trends work for you. So check that out. If you guys are interested, I'll drop the link to that in the show notes. These show notes are going to be full of links, full of goodies and things for you. So this episode feels so fun to me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you follow me over at Instagram at Katie Allen Stylist. DM me. Let me know your aha moment. Let me know if you're doing some shopping. Let me know if you want some makeup recommendations or you have any questions, and let me know what came up out of that top 20 exercise because I'm dying to know because I know it's hard. And that's what makes it good because it's time for you to go super deep on yourself. Don't forget to download the quiz at katiejuststyled.com/quiz so you can begin that style archetype journey. Remember, I told you each archetype has over 20 bullet points for them. And the key here is to mix and match what you like. So have fun. That's my gift to you. Share this with a friend if you're loving it. If you guys are ready for more and you're interested in that style transformation package I was talking about, I have one spot left in November, and I've actually got people making deposits for the new year, which I was like, God damn, that's actually a really good idea. So if you're interested and you're like, Katie, I'd like to hold a spot now, but I don't want to start until the new year, that is available for you as well. There'll be a link in the show notes if you want to book a call. Or again, hit me up on Insta and we can chat there as well at Katie Allen Stylist. All right, love bugs. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope it was dripping with all the gems. And I'll see you on the flip side. Talk to you later. Bye.